Hello, I'm Maurice, regular guy, aka Mo Betta. I'm back. I got Denise Hill. I got Proverb.
Yeah.
This is the state of hip hop segment of the Ultimate MC Mike Challenge, the Contender Series. First question we gonna ask. We got what is hip hop to you? Remember what was that movie with the hip hop Dalmatians? Remember, or like when did you fall in love with hip hop? Or was that Love and Basketball or something? So what is hip hop to you, Mr. Proverb?
Hip hop is Black history. That's my history. That's my culture, identity. Being a Black American / Jamaican, but being a Black man in this country, we weren't really given a lot of information, at least voluntarily, about our past and what have you. And but from jazz to rock to blues to hip hop, just another piece of our history, and especially with my generation. So this kind of is more of an identifier, a voice of a generation than anything.
Power to the people, my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what? The funny thing to me, when I think of what hip hop is, not necessarily the music, but the culture, it's like a Spike Lee joint. You know what I'm saying? Like I picture Do the Right Thing or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's hip hop. Like that whole, the water spout thing outside. You got the water and the kids playing and you jumping rope and you know what I'm saying? The cipher on the corner, like just the baggy jeans. Like it all encompasses the whole little how we express ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So Denise,
that's what a culture is. It has its own language. It has its own attire. It has its own traditions, and that's hip hop. It's a culture. Not everybody subscribes to it. It's not necessarily a racial thing because we've got people who subscribe to a hip hop culture and live that lifestyle that come from all different races and backgrounds. It's a culture, and when it's accepted as that, people will be less critical of it.
Right, I feel you because Eminem's like one of my favorite rappers. It's not
so there's no such thing as real hip hop in my mind.
I've never been. I'm not the one that says that because to me, people be like, "Oh, you're not a real hip hop." I'm like, "What's a real hip hop artist to you? Is that like the guy with the JanSport backpack and the black and white composition book? Like, are they real hip hop?"
It's just about if you don't like what's being represented in hip hop, then represent it a different way. It's a voice. It's a platform. So there's no real and fake. There's just times where the balance is off.
I mean, but but people are doing what's real to them. I mean, if you trap, if that's what you do all day, then that's your hip hop. Like, I don't want you to talk. I don't want you to talk about something else if that's not what you do. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're gonna move on though, because I can go on all day on that. Has being independent killed the music industry?
No.
In my mind, I think it helps actually.
It's killed the rich people's pockets.
Jimmy Iovine might not care for it.
The powers that be might be a little frustrated with the indie scene, but I mean,
feel like you had to adjust to the times too, because with social media and stuff, like artists can just go sell their record. Like I can post to SoundCloud or I know there's sites like what is that, Reverb Nation and things like that, where you can buy the music from the site straight from the artist.
Well, nowadays you got Migos who still don't have a record deal. I don't know, they might have recently signed, but from what I understand, they don't. What's the other guy? I Can't Change.
Most of these people actually, I don't know though. I've learned some things about the industry. I feel like a lot of these guys have record deals. You know how the labels are. You know how the labels are.
Indies are still part of the industry. They still have to. They have to market to a certain degree. They have to package. They have to promote. They have to do the same things that traditional industry folks have to do. They just doing it. If you put out $15, you get $15 back. That's the only difference.
I mean, and even with some of the artists that have been established and have been signed, like I guess they feel like they're established now. Like some of them go indie. Like Jim Jones is known. You know, he went the indie route.
What is the guy's name?
He used the machine to
He already
no, that's what I'm saying.
What's
though.
The white
at some
guy's
point,
name? I can't change even if I tried.
I don't know why you keep referencing color, sir. I'm colorblind, actually.
The guy, the ceiling can't hold us. Macklemore. That's what I'm talking about. Macklemore.
Is that hip hop?
Macklemore is still independent.
It's pop.
He is rhyming words together at points in time, so technically,
I actually seen him on the back room freestyle. He just crushed it.
We just defined that hip hop is not just rhyming words; it's a culture and a lifestyle.
It's a reflection of a lifestyle.
In the next year, who are you looking for in hip hop?
I'm looking for some more sisters to step up.
Oh yeah, because Nicki has no competition. Like they're putting people in the award categories that don't even have songs out.
Rhapsody
like no albums. Rhapsody is dope.
Ninth One is Artist is dope.
I want sisters that don't conform to the pop
Rhapsody
standard.
is the girl for you.
Sisters that are still embracing the culture.
Shameless plug. Some of my favorites are local artists. Riley MC, T's Favor, Job Blazing is dope. La Vie is dope. You know, there's a lot of local artists, female artists that I mess with. But I think I'm looking for a guy. I don't know if you guys familiar with John Connor. He's incredible.
I met him at South by Southwest.
Yeah, he's incredible MC, and he doesn't get, I think, the respect that's due.
signed
I don't know if he ever
He signed
will.
to Shady now.
He's been signed, but that's
Last year.
But I'm saying,
not been.
he's not a mainstream artist, though. Let's just be clear. You know what I mean? But
You have the
I
rappers
believe
rapping.
that slowly but surely the gates are opening for some of the more quote unquote backpack rappers.
I'm actually rooting for those guys like the King Loses, the people that can just flat out rap.
Just
Like I
rap.
don't know what has to happen to work to make that catchy hook that gets them on the radio. But I'm like, these people they can rap, but you know it's possible because you watch Eminem go from battle rap Olympics and being the rapidy rapper that he is to selling some of the most records
listen to
ever.
what you just said. You don't know what has to happen for them to do that catchy lyric to get put on the radio. They're not, the true lyricist is not willing to compromise what they need to do to become commercial and get put on the radio.
Kendrick-
They're willing to.
He don't like Kendrick, but Kendrick definitely has broken some boundaries.
Sir, I have no problem
In
with
radio,
I
tell
have
you
no
all the
problem
time,
with Mr. Lamar,
you
sir.
a rapper, you want to get on the radio, you got 12 tracks on your CD. Give me one. That's all I need is one. If you give me one to play
single.
on the radio,
Give me a
that's all. That's all.
But
we
you know,
need. You
things
can go
don't really
hard the rest of the
necessarily have to
project.
conform, though. I actually heard a song that I thought was real catchy, and it was a lyricist, and the song had a whole nother meaning from the hook, because the hook was, I opened up like Lamborghini doors. People hear the Lamborghini, it's like, oh, this is flashy. He's probably a trapper. But he was just saying, like, I open up to people. Like, it was a metaphor, you know what I'm saying? So there's ways of going about it. So the other question we have, the last question, is how do you feel about hip hop and where it's going now that it's in like its middle ages? You know, like hip hop's about what, 30 or so now?
Older than that.
Yeah, it's
way
technically
older
what,
now.
60s, 70s.
It's
right?
middle age. Yeah.
Technically 60s, 70s.
67?
That's 60s, 70s is like when the first elements of hip hop started to come into
What,
place.
the scat
James
with like
Browns
with
and the
scat and
Sugar
like
Hill
is that what we're calling
gangs
hip hop
and-
now? The Sugar Hill Gang had to be like the 70s.
Yeah, but I said 60s, 70s when
mid-
it started to formulate the
No,
pillars.
there
I
was
didn't
no one
say-
rapping in the 60s.
Come on, James Brown was rapping
Muhammad
every
Ali
song.
might have been the only rapper in the 60s, bro. Come on, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. And he was like the greatest.
When Zulu Nation came out? Trivia.
That's
Okay,
you with the
anyway.
Black Power stuff, man. I'm not.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
What it's done is create another genre. It's created subcultures, that is, of hip hop. So you've got the young generation, and you've got folks that are in their 40s and 50s that are remembering, you know, Sugar Hill Gang and you know, still know
Big
every
Daddy
word to
Kane.
Rapper's Delight like it's nothing, you know, and just.
not that
But
old.
those people aren't going to get played with the same new folks. You know what I'm saying? So it's creating these subcultures where you have to, when you ask an artist, okay, well, what kind of rap do you do now? Well, that question never existed. It was just hip hop. It was
Yeah.
just rap. Now it's like, well, what kind do you do?
hip hop, the hip it to the. I can't stand.
I think
that
it's just
stuff.
more.
Cause it's so slow. My mind processes fast, and I'm like, bro, get to the bar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It wasn't about bars back then.
no, I don't mean bar, but I'm like, finish the line already. Even with singers, like, would you just get to the point
But
already?
see, now you have a different type that
But
you
yeah, because
like.
it's come
So now
along
we've
and people
got
have gotten
multiple
faster.
subsets.
You've got the Bone Thugs and the Twisters, whereas before no one was going to rap like that. I mean, Rakim rapped at a pretty quicker pace. I think he was a little ahead of his time, but yeah.
Yeah.
So-
There's definitely some styles that came and went back from that era.
That need to
thankfully.
stay away.
Thankfully. But the question was, how do I feel about hip hop now that it's in its middle ages? I feel it's in a good place. I feel it's progressing. It's becoming more, I think, more transparent. I think that guys like, you know, J. Cole and Kendrick and, you know, some of the other guys that are out here are really shamelessly being themselves. And I appreciate that. Although there are a bunch of other artists who are just saying anything.
Yeah.
Just to say anything, just to get on. And that's cool, whatever works for you. But I respect the real, the creativeness, you know what I'm saying, the creativity, the time and effort put
I feel
into
like
the
we
craft.
got away from what some artists. It's like I said, you're trying to make the single. It's a business. I get that, but I'm like, I always thought, from the essence, from when it started, the street corner ciphers and all that, I always thought it was like me telling my story. Some of these people aren't telling their story at all. They're not even telling a story. It's just
They don't have a story. They're trying to live out what they heard from previous.
I feel like people are watching a movie
making
and
it
creating
their
their
own,
life from it. Like
But they also don't know the history of the game either. So you're picking up on it's like watching Lord of the Rings with the second or third installment. I don't watch Lord of the Rings, but
I was about to
know
say that was a bad analogy because I
Star
can't relate.
Wars at the end. I don't
can't
know.
stand
end
Star
was the
Wars.
first one.
But speaking of the end, this is the end of the first one of
Wrap
this
that up,
segment of
B.
this kind.
Wrap
We're
that up,
out of
B.
here. This is the state of hip hop.
Yep.
Yo,
That's
wrap that up,
That's
B.
Proverb. This is Mo Betta. That's Denise Hill. And
Yo.
we're out of here. The Contender Show.